I was the runt of the litter, the outcast. While my twins had a flesh-to-stone IRA, or even a disintegrate, I had detect lie and levitate. It didn't add up to the easiest life for a beholder, not when your twins would blast you in the back for not being like them. So I fled, ending up on a small floating rock, and decided to open a bar. I found out some time later that my whole family got blasted by a clan that had ears for eyes. Guess you could say I got the last laugh. If you're ever on the Rock of Brawl, ask for me, Luigi. Facing one beholder is intimidating, but in Wildspace, they have ships that they travel on that carry several at a time. While there is the stereotypical beholder, in Spelljammer, there are several other types. Most beholders reside in a large ship powered by Orbis and controlled by a hive mother. They live in nests that the hive mother rules. The Orbis are only found on a tyrant ship of the Beholder Nations. It is chalk white, has no other eyes except for the central one. It takes up most of its face and leaves it susceptible to attacks. They funnel energy from the Beholders into motive force, becoming living space helms. The Hive Mother is the ultimate tyrant. She is twice the size of any other Beholder and has a large enough mouth to devour a large humanoid. She has a central eye and many others without an eye stalk. Each is protected by a hooded cover in the flesh of its body. It controls the entire brood through the tyrant ship that she links to. The ship's shell is made by the Arcane. The Beholders would be a mighty foe in all of the Phlogiston if they didn't have such infighting. They consider humanity like items around them and pay little mind to them. Their appearance is what puts them in clans. Those with snake-like tentacles battle the ones with smooth hides, who conspire against the crustacean-like ones, all in contest for the true ideal of beholderhood. The rest are just ugly copies and needs to be eradicated. All those except the Orbis. That is because the beholders rely on them to get around the Phlogiston. The Orbis remain to themselves and stay out of the bickering. When a tyrant ship beats another, they take their Orbi with them. No one knows how a beholder is born, but what is known is that they're nearly identical to their parents, some with just a slight margin of error. Directors. Directors are the warriors of the beholders. They breed and ride several specialized mounts. They are adapted for riding and mind linking with these mounts for better control. They resemble beholders, but their central eye is smaller and set in bare musculature for ease in pivoting, and they possess only 6 small eyes. Further, directors have a fanged mouth below their central eye and possess 3 clawed sensory tendrils. These tendrils are used to cling to the mount and link with its limited mind. Its central eye has a power of deflection. Directors also use 3 mounts, each with a different strength and weakness. All the mounts seem to have derived from the insect stock and are covered with chitin and have simple eye spots and multiple limbs. Its 3 mounts are the Hopper, a 2-legged, 2-limbed flea. Its 2 legs are shaped like giant cricket legs and can hop up to 30 feet in distance and 10 feet in height. Its 2 arms look like a praying mantis fighting limbs and can slash for damage. Hoppers are herd animals and flock together when not ridden, establishing their own pecking order. They have an instinct to shelter their young beneath their legs. Hoppers are herbivores and have chewing mandibles in front of their arms. Crawler. A crawler resembles a cross between a centipede and a spider. It has 10 legs, 2 pairs of frontal antennae, 2 fighting spider fangs that can be used for separate stabbing attacks. Crawlers are omnivores that prefer to eat smaller creatures. Unmounted, they roll into a ball. They also have cutting mandibles beneath their front fangs. Crusher. Crushers appear to be derived from monstrous pseudoscorpions. They have 8 legs, 2 pinchers, and a tail. Some have a whip tail, while others have a bludgeoning tail, but both types have a nasty pair of pincers capable of causing damage. The whip-tailed version stings, plus do poison damage. Crushers are solitary carnivores that are kept in separate pens. Females tend to kill other females when not controlled. The male is then killed during the mating process. The young cling to the female's back for safety. Crushers have chewing, crushing mandibles between their pinchers. Examiners. Examiners are called Four Eyes. They are tool wielders of the Beholder caste. An examiner is a 4-foot diameter sphere with no central eye and only 4 small eyes, each on the end of an antennae mounted atop the sphere. They have one small, lamprey-like mouth on their ventral surface. This is surrounded by 4 multi-jointed limbs, ending in gripper pads. These limbs can pick up and manipulate tools. Examiners are scholars and clerks of the Beholders, involved in spell and magical item enhancement, research, and creation. They can use an artifact or a tool as well as anyone, and can wield up to 4 items at a time. They also can regenerate hit points. Their 4 eyes give them the enlarge or reduce spell, the transmute form, the identify, and a spell reflection. Examiners are not the bravest of the Beholderkin, but they are potentially the most dangerous. With their command of artifacts, they are the lackeys of Beholders. Lensmen. Lensmen are the ultimate lackey caste. Their lack of eyes and their limb configuration relegate them to roles of menial labor and cannon fodder in the Great Wars. The lensman has one eye set in the chest of a 5-limbed, starfish-shaped simian body. Beneath the eye is a leering, toothy maw. 4 of the 5 limbs end in 3-fingered, 2-thumbed, clawed hands. 5th limb, atop the body, is a whip-like tentacle. The typical Beholder chitin is soft, and there are many short, fly-like hairs. Lensmen are the only kin to wear any sort of garb, a webbing that is used to hold tools and weapons. Their preferred weapon are double-headed polearms. Lensmen are semi-mindless drones that don't question their lot in life. The eye on the lensman possess one of these spells: emotion, heal, dispel magic, tongues, phantasmal force, protection. Overseers. An overseer is second only to the Hive Mother in hierarchy of Beholder races. An overseer's duty include the organization of the world forces, in cataloging and analyzing information. Overseers resemble fleshy trees. They have 13 limbs, each of which ends in a bud that conceals an eye. One of these limbs forms the top spine. 3 yammering mouths surround the spine. There are also 8 thorny vine-like limbs that are used to grasp tools and to act as a physical defense. Overseers sit on root-like bases that can inch along when movement is required. They cannot levitate. Overseers do not wear clothes, but rather they grow a strange furry fungus on their trunk. This fungus changes color as the overseer desire, commonly appearing as molted green, gray, and brown. They use any physical weapons or artifacts in their 8 limbs. The power of their 13 eyes are as followed: Cone of Cold, Dispel Magic, Paralysis, Chain Lightning, Telekinesis, Emotion, Mass Charm, Domination, Mass Suggestion, Major Creation, Spell Turning, Certain Spell Immunity, Temporal Stasis. Overseers are very protective of their health and always have 1 or 2 Beholder guards, at least a half a dozen directors protecting their welfare. Watcher. If the Lensmen are the lowest caste of Beholderkin, then Watchers are number 2 from the bottom. These creatures have been relegated to the role of information gatherers and are the least brave of the Eye Tyrant races. They use their quiet voice, message, and tongues to whisper in each other's ears. Watchers are 6-foot diameter spheres with 3 central eyes arranged around their circumference of the sphere. These eyes are huge and unlidded. On the crown of the sphere is a compound eye and a ring of 6 eye spots that make it difficult to surprise a watcher. A large tentacle with a barred prehensile pad extends from the ventral surface. Right behind the small mouth with its rasp-like tongue, Watchers feed on carrion and stunned prey. Watchers can attack with their tentacles. The tentacle also inflicts an electrical shock. Victims who fail a saving throw fall unconscious. Watchers do not wear clothes and do not use tools. Each Watcher's main eyes have 2 powers, and the compound eye on the top may draw in 3 different abilities. The 6 eye spots have no special power. Eye 1, True Seeing. Eye 2, Advanced Illusion, Demi-Shadow Magic. Eye 3, Telekinesis, or Teleport. The compound eye, Message, Tongues, and Suggestions. Watchers are not aggressive warriors. They prefer misdirection in flight to actual confrontation. There is no bigger fear than stumbling into a tyrant ship in wild space. Each ship changes slightly in the shape of its beholder type, but they all have the same conical shape. They lack weapons and instead fire off a powerful beam reaching up to 400 yards of magical energy that can do a variety of effects. from charm, slow, to disintegrate. The queen rests in the center of the ship, with the Orbi swirling around her, absorbing energy. The ship's energy passes through her eye. They come in a variety of forms, from rammer to speed, as well as many tyrant wrecks, exist and are known by scavengers to be home of dangerous monsters. If one is observant, they can tell the difference in the variety of ships by its rivets. Beholders are one of the most iconic monsters in all of D&D, and the Spelljamming version add a ton of flavor to your game. Have you used them before? Please comment below. And if you like this video and want more, please like and subscribe. Thank you.